financial literacy is apparently not sexy. Like it's not sexy. I argue that going into debt is way less sexy. And the language that is used with Sephora hauls is really oddly specific. There is all of this language about being addicted to shopping, blackout shopping, shopping as a hobby, all of this, what I feel like are problematic narratives and beliefs about shopping that have become so incredibly normal in how people talk about their own shopping and showcasing habits that are financially and mentally detrimental or reckless or irresponsible. I'm just kind of sick of seeing poor financial choices and poor spending being role modeled and normalized online, as well as like specifically in the makeup space. I hate seeing it. It's not funny to me anymore. And maybe it was never funny to me because I genuinely believe this and like ate this shit up and use this as an excuse to fuel my own spending. So I'm not like 100% faulting these creators because I went to these videos looking for things to buy, things to spend, and also for people to validate my own worldview. Hey y'all, I'm Shauna. Welcome in or welcome back to the channel. Today, we are talking once again about Sephora hauls. A few weeks back, probably 4 or 5 weeks now, I made a video talking about Sephora hauls. If you haven't seen it, I would love for you to check it out. And we're doing a part 2 to that. We're going to be looking at even more TikToks. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at or really thinking about how people are talking about makeup shopping. We're going to get started with this Sephora haul. It's taking place in a car, and we're going to do things slightly different where I'm just going to, talk about key highlights. So let's get started.
Sephora haul. I didn't have work or class today, so what a better thing to do with your free time than go to Sephora. I came in to do a pickup order, but then I just kept shopping, so I have 2 bags today. First, I got this.
Let's just start right there. She's probably not serious. At least I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she's not actually serious. But this language of what better thing to do when you have free time than go to Sephora or shopping in general, we see that all of the time on TikTok, and maybe I just have zero sense of humor. Like I just have literally no chill about promoting overconsumption. Or even, I think it's not even about overconsumption. It's mostly about promoting shopping habits that can get people into shitty situations that I have no chill over. In my opinion, this is somebody who views shopping as a hobby. And you don't necessarily have a problem if you have shopping as a hobby, but I also just don't think it's a great hobby to have. It's just a slippery slope. And I was somebody who had shopping as a hobby, and where did it get me? Into financial problems. It's how you spend $3,000 on an afternoon and not even know it. Shopping isn't an expensive hobby where you have to pay to play. And there are lots of consumer-driven hobbies, like even if we want to go with makeup application, you still need to buy stuff to participate in it, but shopping and wearing makeup aren't inherently the same thing. And so you have to spend money every single time if you want to have shopping as a hobby. I also call it a slippery slope or like a slippery kind of hobby to have because you can get that pleasure feeling from shopping, that little dopamine little hit. And over time, you can get addicted to that feeling, or you can find yourself chasing that feeling, seeking it out, but then also potentially needing bigger hits in order to get that feeling. So you buy more stuff, spend more time and more money, more hours shopping.
Say Star Glow. I saw someone use it and it looks really good. I want to use it with like the Lumi Glotion. Next, I got this Makeup by Mario. I think this is like an eyeliner. It's the Master Pigment Pro Pencil, the perfect brown. I also saw someone use this and wanted to try it just to do like a little tiny like wing on my eyeliner. I usually never do like any eye makeup, but I wanted to try it. Then I got this freckle pen. I literally have been wanting to try a freckle pen for so long. I used my friend's like eyebrow gel and tried it, and it looked really cute. This is the Freck Beauty, and I think I got like the brown shade. Then I thought I wanted to try a new concealer. Right now I'm using the Hourglass one. It's really good, but I feel like it's a little bit too pinky, so I wanted to get one with more like warm undertone. It's like more full coverage, I think, so I'll probably use this more like when I go out.
So I want to talk about 3 things together: the eyeliner, the freckle pen, and the concealer. With the eyeliner, she says that she doesn't really wear eye makeup, but she saw somebody on TikTok use it, and so she wants to use it too. And then with the concealer, which is, the third of the 3, she said that she wanted to try a new concealer, so she's doing some Born This Way concealer. I want to try concealer, and then she found a way to like justify the new purchase. Mine isn't totally the right tone, but really what she wants is to try new stuff. I guess we'll get to the freckle pen after, because both these examples are just somebody who wants to try new things and she's finding reasons to do so. Not having a product isn't indicative of you actually needing one or going to use it at all, because so many of us don't own things for a reason. I don't own colorful eyeshadow because that's just not what I wear. Not having colorful eyeshadow isn't a hole in my collection. Not having liquid eyeshadow is not a hole in my collection because I'm not using it. In my opinion, both of these are examples of trying to try and somebody attempting to find novelty, trying to find new and exciting things, or the way to find novelty and excitement is by buying new stuff. When we buy things to try, we're only really thinking about the initial purchase and the initial use, the try, and we don't really think much about what comes after, or thinking about, could I use this up? Do I even like this product category? Do I have something I could use instead? Do I have too much of this category? I mean, there's so many other things that can come into play when we talk about or desire buying new makeup. When we buy something to try, we're not even thinking about any of that. We're just thinking about the initial use. There are so many examples of this that, like, once you start knowing about this, like, you can see it all the time and you might even see it in yourself. And I believe these are both examples of trying to try. With the eyeliner, I think she might be feeling good or comfortable with that purchase because she doesn't own it. So she's feeling like there's a whole kind of a justification happening there. And then also we have the TikTok element, which is adding excitement. And I think both of these things combined together to feel good about the purchase. And with the freckle pen, this is a third layer of that, of having tested it in some kind of capacity. Kind of sounds like one time, therefore giving this sense that I like it, so I should buy it. And in many cases, like, the freckle pen isn't actually going to get used up because what people see is just a makeup look that they like, or they're trying to find novelty. There are people who do faux freckles every day, that's the staple, but in many cases that is just not the reality. She did this haul in several months back and I went to go watch her videos since then. I have not once seen a look of hers with eye makeup or with freckles. So to me, these are just examples of buying to try and then the thing not really being used long term. I calculated the total of this haul in USD and it's $287 plus tax. So on a random Tuesday, when she didn't have class and went to go do a pickup order and just kind of casually kept shopping, it's just a cool $287. This is a bit of what I mean when I say that shopping can be a slippery slope, because you can literally spend $300 without ever really blinking an eye or being intentional about it. She might have the money. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate about that. But do you? I know I didn't. I didn't have $300 to spend on a casual Wednesday, but I did it anyways. Okay, we're going to move on to another car haul. I just want to jump into it and start talking about it. So let's watch.
Let's do a Sephora haul. I've had a rough week, so I went into Sephora today to have my second form of therapy. So let's go through what I got.
Okay, I think you might, if you've been here, you might know what I'm going to say. Again, I have no chill when it comes to promoting bad shopping habits. She like might literally be making a joke, or perhaps she has no other coping mechanisms. I don't know her, but I do not like the promotion of shopping as a therapy, shopping to feel better. I just don't like it. I'm extra bothered by it because this kind of joke, this kind of positioning is incredibly normal on TikTok, number one. And the like, haha, I spent all my money. This is slightly different, but in the same vein of the haha, I spent all my money. Shopping addiction is quirky kind of thing. Like, I do genuinely believe that this is like somebody who has had a hard time and so she's gone shopping. I have been somebody who went to shopping as a coping mechanism. And that is exactly why it bothers me, because I've been in the position in which I literally could not shop when I was stressed. Attempting to not shop when I was stressed or having a bad time would make me spiral spend. And this has played out over the history of my channel. The most recent version of that happened in 2022, and I have a whole video on it where I talked about all the shitty things that I bought in an emotional spending moment. I'm going to put the thumbnail on the screen so you know what it looks like, but it's something like I spent X amount on Poshmark. If you search up Poshmark, it probably will come up. One of the hallmarks of behavioral addiction is using the thing to regulate mood and modulate stress. Doesn't mean that she's addicted, and also doesn't mean that if you do that, that you are also addicted, but it is an indicator of a problem. The thing that makes 2024 and like TikTok and overconsumption just kind of all murky is that there are tons of people who showcase problematic shopping behavior while also like not being addicted to shopping. And it's just more of the overconsumption. Or perhaps if you're a little bit maybe jaded, that there are way more people who have legitimate shopping problems and that just become normal. And people have just increasingly gone to shopping to deal with stress. Dude, trust me. Like, trust me when I say it's not worth it. It is so not worth it and can just lead you into so much trouble. It literally took me 3 years of concerted effort to change. And the first few times I did it, I like genuinely didn't realize what I was doing and how harmful it would be. Like the kind of road that I was on, I did not know until it was too late. We're going to continue watching.
What I actually needed, I wanted to try this Makeup Forever HD Skin Longwear foundation because I just ran out of my old foundation. It's the shade 1R12. So I'll let y'all know how I like it. I got the In Beauty Mineral Sun Glow primer stuff. The pump is so cute, but in the shade Fair Medium. I wanted like a new glowy primer because I am kind of sick of the ones that I always have. I got the Makeup Forever F4 brush.
Similar to the first video, she bought that glowy primer because she was sick of the ones that she currently have, like buying for novelty, buying to try, but also just a way to spruce up the makeup collection. Again, when I say this is so incredibly common, that once you realize this thing, like you start to see it everywhere. Just another example.
Brush. This is the brush that everyone uses for like cream contour and stuff. My contour has been picking up whenever I like set my face, and it's been going on really splotchy, so it might be the brushes that I'm using. Figured I would just get a new one. It's basically that and then that. Hopefully this helps with my cream contour issue.
Next up, we see her hauling a brush, and she's saying that her contour is going on super splotchy. She's not really sure what's what, and so she bought a new brush just to be on the safe side. In my opinion, this is another justification or rationalization that she's doing in order to feel good about a purchase. I get where this is coming from, but also we don't really know what the problem is until we start troubleshooting, and we don't need to spend any money to troubleshoot. And again, this is just my opinion, that it kind of feels like this is a habit that she has or might maybe more accurately indicative of a habit where somebody has a buy first mentality. Whenever there's a perceived problem or an issue, the first step is to buy a solution instead of troubleshooting for free. So in this case of the patchy bronzer, we could use a different brush or a different application method, like maybe trying a sponge or maybe trying fingers. If none of those things worked, we could potentially clean our brushes, see if that helps. Maybe there is a mismatch between the bronzer and the foundation or the order of application. Maybe she's putting powder on and this first, and then she's putting the bronzer over top and doesn't work well with the powder underneath. Or maybe it's just not gelling with a particular kind of foundation. Or maybe it's the bronzer that's complete shit. There's lots of things that we could do before ever getting to the point of buying a new brush. And I think in this case, it's not really about the problem of the bronzer. It's more about finding a way to buy things that like feel okay or like justifying desires. And I don't want to be too harsh on her if she's experiencing an emotional circumstance. I think that she's attempting to pick herself up with purchases that are fun, like the primer that we're seeing. Or also, again, this is potential. Our brains sometimes try to make logical leaps to make us feel good and like we're making rational choices. So buying something to solve a problem can seem like a really good use of money. Again, I really just want to reiterate here that going to shopping is not going to solve problems and creates way more headache and heartache in the long run. We're now going to watch another Sephora haul, another really big one. It's called a $1,000 Sephora haul with 1.3 million views.
Guys, I spent $1,000 at Sephora and I'm going to show you everything I already unboxed all of it, so all the trash is in this bag. So yeah. Anyway, starting off strong, I got 4 Boom Boom creams. And I accidentally got this one in mini size, but it's okay. And then obviously I had to get the matching perfumes because I ran out of mine, so I don't have them anymore. I got the 59, 68, 40, and 62.
Obviously, we had to buy 4 at a time. Sol de Janeiro, I just don't understand the chokehold Sol de Janeiro has on TikTok. Like I do not personally understand the hype. I tried one of their creams, like their traditional Boom Boom cream. I'm not totally sure how you say it. I tried the original a few years back, and it was a free sample. It was like a really large sample, and I carried that like in my purse, and it smelled exactly like a Bath and Body Works lotion that I was using at the time, as well as like the Madagascar vanilla body lotion. They smelled identical, and I'm like, all right, what's the hype? What's the hype? On that alone, I'm obviously not the target demographic. I'm not her age, and I don't have a love of Sol de Janeiro. But buying 4 things at once is just not normal. And then we also have buying the matching body sprays to match. So we buy 4 body lotions and 4 body sprays like it's normal. And one thing that TikTok really does is it implies that it's normal to just buy a lot in terms of selection so you can have choice and variety instead of buying 1 or 2 things at once, finishing them, and then trying the next iteration. Or I don't know if this is her case. To me, it kind of seems like she already has familiarity with these scents because she says that she's replacing them, but unclear if she's owned all 4, finished all 4, and then is now replacing them again, all 4. I don't know. But in many cases, we have people who are buying stuff because they're popular without ever smelling them, not actually knowing what they're smelling like, and then just buying them all. Don't let people on the internet convince you that it's normal to buy 4 or 5 perfumes at one time or 4 or 5 body lotions at one time. It takes me a million years to use body lotions and perfumes, and I know that about myself, so it would just be so impractical to buy so many. And if you are similar to me, then this might be even extra impractical. Each of the body lotions are $48, and each of the body mists are $38 USD. She has one mini in there, one mini body lotion, which is $24. So this is a casual $320. We've just dropped $320 on body cream and body sprays. Like, this is the first 20 seconds of the video. It's the buying the multiples and then matching them all together. You know, buying all the things you want to try at one time and not waiting. We're going to keep going.
I got the One Size setting spray. I'm so excited to use this. And I have also, oh my gosh, I got the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. I've needed a pressed powder and I've wanted this one and I finally got it. But I just couldn't fathom spending almost $60 on a setting powder, but I finally got it. And then I got the Patrick Ta blush. So it's the, oh my gosh, I can never open this. Okay. It's the cream and then the powder in the shade, I'm pretty sure it's in the shade She's That Girl, because I'm that girl and you're that girl, or you're that boy. I don't really know. Okay, and then I also got the Back to the Soul. Did you know I got the 62 body wash?
Oh, we got the body wash too. How could I forget? The title of this video is also called I Have No Money in My Bank Account Anymore. Heart eyes. This is the comments of this video also concern me a little bit. We have $1,000 insane but worth it. The creator says, haha, for real. Somebody else commented, hey, so this is actually insane. Many people responded on this. Just two examples are, if she wants to spend her money on Sephora, she can. And hey, so it's her money, so why do you care so much? If you're a regular viewer here, you know what I'm going to say. Feel free to skip to the next section, because this is where we're going to kind of end on this TikTok. And if you're not new here and you've never heard me talk about this narrative, stick around. Your private financial choices are no longer private the minute you decide to share them online. And the main reason for that is because of the influence that she has and you promoting specific kinds of ideals as well as spending habits and behaviors. So when people promote overconsumption, at the very least, we are having public displays and public promotions of overconsumption. So while she can spend her money however she wants, that doesn't mean that she should. People also make these comments to other people when talking about like really large in quantity hauls or Temu hauls or things like that. And people use this to blame shift or to not take accountability. Whether or not she wants to, she has influence online. 1.3 million people have seen this video, and 1.3 million people, like, your shopping choices are being exposed to 1.3 million people, and you are encouraging a specific kind of behavior and normalizing as well a specific kind of behavior. That's why I don't personally ascribe to, well, it's her money, she can do what she wants with it. Well, it's her public influence as well. And I think that we need to put in far more care than, I'm just saying, generally speaking, far more care into our public influence and how we encourage other people to act, the kind of beliefs and behaviors that we want to promote and encourage as well. How we talk about our money and how we showcase our stuff and consumption, they do matter when we are in public spaces. And it's no longer a her money private choice. It becomes much bigger than that. The internet doesn't need to live by my own set of morals, but there is a very big middle ground between rarely, if ever, hauling stuff and then hauling thousands of dollars of goods at one time. Also, we have this language of I have no money left, ha ha ha, my bank account's empty. This is the third kind of example that we've seen today of this kind of language. And I think in this case, it's extra maybe risky or problematic because of her audience. She is a teenager and her work can go in front of other impressionable teenagers who think that this is normal or who are consuming these messages and seeing them as teens. Even if you're 19, you're still impressionable and you're still forming your attitudes and beliefs about life and stuff And so if you grow up and you spend years on the internet receiving these kinds of messages, you can believe that spending in this way is normal and grow up with these spending patterns and then be disserviced in your 20s and have to figure it out and change all your shit. And I really hate for that to be necessary. I want to now talk about a more recent example that's from just over a week ago. Somebody shopped the Sephora Friends and Family sale and is now hauling it.
I'm at Sephora, so let's do a haul of everything I got. And girl math, everything here was 20% off because I had the Friends and Family 20% off coupon that went on like a few days ago. So every purchase here is justified. Okay, the first product I got is this Fleur.
So here's the logic that we're going into this haul with. I have a coupon of 20%. Therefore, because I have a discount, everything I'm about to buy is justified, which is that's not how it works. Something on sale doesn't inherently mean that the purchase is justified or that makes it a good purchase or even a thoughtful purchase. I'm not like... In these videos, I do counter a lot of overconsumption, so I do understand the idea that like I'm against fun. I'm against overconsumption and thoughtless purchases, or like the normalization of them. What this kind of says to me is that if you have a coupon, you can kind of shop however you want because it's cheap or cheaper. 20% off is still like you're still paying 80% of the total. You're still spending 80% more than if you weren't going to shop at all. And I want to just kind of give you a couple of examples to indicate that. Just using like her own language and how she's talking about stuff. Let's continue.
Caramel Skin body and hair fragrance. I saw this on TikTok and this is gonna be like my first impressions. I didn't even smell it in store. It smells delicious. It smells super good. I think it was like $38 going right in my gym bag. Okay, next, Kerastase Nutritive. I don't know. It's a leave-in conditioner. The girl at Sephora recommended it to me. She had the longest, shiniest, healthiest hair. And I'm like, what do you use in your hair? She said this. So I bought it and this was like $70. So I will let you know if it's good, if it's worth the money, etc. Next product is like
if you've never smelled a perfume, you had no idea what it smelled like, and you bought it because of TikTok, that to me is not indicative of a thoughtful purchase. Even if we were in the market for a new scent, we don't own any perfume, like even in the most basic bare bones situation and we're looking for something, buying something you've never smelled, even when you had the opportunity to, buying something you saw on TikTok, this isn't indicative to me of a thoughtful purchase. Next up, we have a Kerastase product that is $70 USD, even more Canadian. Kerastase is so expensive. To me, whenever I see their prices, I get shocked. Like $95 hair masks. So it's a super expensive product that we bought on a literal whim, and we don't even really know what it is, as she says in her own words, I don't really know what this is. And she bought it because she asked somebody who she felt like had beautiful hair, hey, what do you use on your hair? I use this, so she bought it. That's not entirely how hair works. Like, this person could have never colored her hair. She could have, I hate the term virgin hair, but she could have, we'll say natural hair. She has natural hair. That is going to typically make people's hair feel and look a lot nicer than folks who have color treated hair. Maybe she doesn't use any heat tools or very minimal heat tools. Maybe she just has really amazing genetics. Maybe she lives in a place with really great water quality. Or maybe she uses 5 hairstyling products and this is just one of the 5. You don't really know what somebody else is using or what the product could be that affects somebody's hair. And quite often, it's not just one product. It's a myriad of choices and reasons and factors, like good genetics, like the kinds of things you do to your hair, heat and color and maintenance, as well as products. I'm just pointing these things out, not to say that she's dumb or stupid or she's incapable of thinking. No, ma'am, don't get it twisted. I'm pointing it out to say that when there's a sale, it can give us a false sense of security about our purchases, that we're making good ones, or we just feel good about it because this would have cost me $300, but I'm only paying $240. So, like I saved $60 and you just feel good. Oh, that's basically a hair mask, or that's basically this product. I'm getting one of these things for free. It lulls us, I think, or can give us a false sense of security in what we bought. And it's really the deal factor that does this. It doesn't make us inherently more thoughtful or more considered with our purchases. If anything, I think it promotes maybe more reckless or thoughtless spending because of all the money we feel like we're going to save. I want to now talk about this blackout Sephora haul. I found this after I did my other previous video, and I wish that I saw it before because I'm just sometimes surprised that some videos are made. Let's watch.
Every time I go to Sephora, I just black out and end up with a bag full of products, but there are so many good new launches on the market, so let's go through everything that I got. I've seen so many videos of this LYS bronzing stick on my For You page, so I'm gonna try it out and let you know if you need it or you don't. Next, Laneige just launched 2 new scents.
I sometimes feel like I gaslight myself. Like, we know that this isn't normal, right? Like, we know that it isn't normal or healthy to black out in Sephora, right? Like, we know that. So the comments say something seriously comes over me when I go into Sephora. And then we have comments. This one person says, I black out every time too, hard eyes. And then this creator says, just grill things. Does this not bother anybody else? So after we say that we black out going to Sephora, we're like, there's so many new releases. Like, it's totally fine because there's so many new releases and I want to buy and share the new releases for you. Whether or not she's like actually serious or joking, or even if it's real and she's just joking about it, blacking out in Sephora is not normal, nor is it like okay because you're going to be sharing new releases or if you're rich. Basically, ibid to everything I said previously about the person who says, or the people who say you can spend however you want. We have a public facing account that normalizes this behavior, blacking out in Sephora, spending unknown amounts of money, just girly things, ha ha ha, so funny. One thing I've noticed with Sephora, and I've been looking at other kinds of content, I've been looking at Target hauls recently and other kinds of hauls, and the language that is used with Sephora hauls is really oddly specific. There is all of this language about being addicted to shopping, blackout shopping, shopping as a hobby, all of this, what I feel like are problematic narratives and beliefs about shopping that have become so incredibly normal in how people talk about their own shopping and showcasing habits that are financially and mentally detrimental or reckless or irresponsible. I'm just kind of sick of seeing poor financial choices and poor spending being role modeled and normalized online, as well as like specifically in the makeup space. I hate seeing it. It's not funny to me anymore. And maybe it was never funny to me because I genuinely believe this and like ate this shit up and use this as an excuse to fuel my own spending. So I'm not like 100% faulting these creators because I went to these videos looking for things to buy, things to spend, and also for people to validate my own worldview. We also like have nobody talking about prices almost ever, which we'll talk about again later. Like where is the positive role modeling of like financial habits and behaviors or financial literacy? We are not getting that in almost any stretch of the imagination. Where is the careful consideration of buying things? Where is the showcasing of the thoughtfulness behind purchasing? It's not here. Financial literacy is apparently not sexy. Like it's not sexy. I argue that going into debt is way less sexy. I kind of hate that financial security and financial literacy and financial responsibility are just viewed as not sexy, but the reason they're viewed as not sexy is because they're not fun. And when we tell people that like this kind of behavior or like what I'm doing is just a joke, it is a way to blame shift and to tell other people you're taking it the wrong way or you've like misunderstood my intentions. And it's shifting blame from what is ultimately problematic behavior or reinforcing and normalizing problematic behavior. People can really be influenced by this. And creators either ignore that or don't care or are already in that space themselves that they just can't think about other people. I'm not really sure which one of those is best, but none of them are good. There are truly real consequences to shopping like this. Even if you have money, even if you're somebody who is rich and you go to shopping to solve your problems or to modulate your mood, or you do blackout shopping in Sephora or any store really, again, those could be indicative of problems. You could be rich but have really terrible coping strategies or have no real outlet for your emotions. That is totally possible. There are other factors too, like getting into debt or getting into strained relationships with other people. But there are real life consequences that I feel like so many of these videos either make a mockery of or ignore. Or maybe people are just like too much in it that they can't see. I don't know. The last video we're going to watch is somebody who is going into Sephora and they are talking about this stuff that you need to buy. If you want to be an it girl, buy these products for spring. That's the video.
Let's go into Sephora together right now. I'm going to show you all the products I think you should have in your collection for spring and summer. Think of like it girl products. That's going to be the vibe today. So let's go do it. Okay, we're gonna start out with Giorgio Armani. This 22M Cashew eye tin I'm wearing it right now. It is absolutely beautiful. It's perfect for on the go and it's so easy to blend with your finger. You can see it's like very subtle but so freaking beautiful, and in this shade specifically. Again, 22M Cashew. This is one of my favorite underrated brands at Sephora. It's Lawless, and specifically this Forget the Filler lip mask. My favorite shade is Sweet Dreams. I'll wear this when I'm prepping my lips and it just plumps them and makes them look so juicy. Another lip product that I love are these lip oils from Say. I love all of these shades. They really have like kind of every shade you can need for any sort of occasion. And then also their blushes are beautiful. And I think they're kind of like more of a light coverage. So for like a no makeup look, these are amazing. And I love the shade Baby. I'm wearing shade Happy right now from Rare Beauty. And I would say they're pretty similar, but Rare Beauty just has a little bit more of a high pigment to it. If you're a skin tint girly and you haven't tried the Beauty Blender skin tint, let this be a sign. Also wearing it right now, and let me tell you, it is so beautiful. Coverage is amazing. It actually gives kind of like a light to medium full coverage look, like full coverage very easily, but it feels very light on the skin, so I love it. If your face gets like sunburn or it gets really dried out, I am obsessed with all the Dr. Jart face masks. My favorite is this moisturizing hyaluronic acid one. Hyaluronic acid is absolutely incredible, but really you can't go wrong with any of their masks. I also really love the Cicapair, the Tiger Grass. This is a color correcting treatment. So again, if you're sunburned or anything, this is gonna help that redness and really like smooth it out. Trust me, it works like a dream. It's absolutely like not essential, but I love this hair perfume. It smells so good. And I love that when you hug somebody, you just like smell like delicious honey. You get so many compliments every single time this is in my hair. So do with that information while you take. I wear these all the time when I'm getting ready, but especially when my eyes are extra puffy, you just can never go wrong with these, and they'll last you a good amount of time.
I feel like I get the point with this. She is super pleasant to listen to, and I feel like I could be friends with her. Just like the way she talks, and like I also kind of feel like I could hear her talk about anything. She just seems so nice. You ever get those vibes from people? And sometimes with me personally, when I come across somebody who I really vibe with, or I just feel like I get nice vibes from, I automatically become less critical because I just find them so fun or enjoyable to listen to. And I also I hear it in the comments. People find certain messages hard to take, or they can be more critical when they don't like somebody's demeanor or they don't like the way somebody's voice sounds. And so the opposite, I think, is true with somebody like this. I have a couple of things to mention with this video. The first thing is that prices really are not the forefront of this video. You could see the prices of the first few things pretty easily, but not everything as you go through. And ultimately, the video was never about the prices. It was about the products that she liked. And so when we could see them, it was more so, in my opinion, coincidence than intentionality. And I really just don't like people not talking about the prices. I feel like prices should inform why we buy something. Budget needs to matter. I think this is just a small way in which, again, like financial responsibility and literacy just takes a backseat. The overall position of this video is buy these products to be an it girl. And she highlights her specific products to be an it girl, but we also like don't really have any kind of referencing or mentioning about who these might actually be good for, because there is some implied context because of her skin tone about like what might, like who might benefit from these products. So as an example, the 22M cashew color, I looked it up and it's a little bit dark for my own preferences. I think she's a slightly darker skin tone than me, maybe by like a couple of shades. So it would make sense if what she's recommending is slightly darker than what I would like. And so I can use those context cues or clues to be like, all right, her recommendations are probably for people with skin tones similar to her. And we do have some formula recommendations, but we don't really have any recommendations for if you have normal skin or combo skin or dry skin. I don't actually know what skin type she has. If I were to guess, I would probably say dry. What you are relying on are people knowing about these products to be able to suss out if their skin type could, like if they would vibe with these products. So somebody could want to buy the Stay blushes or the skin tint because, oh, they're it girl products, not realizing that they're not for their skin type. So this is just my regular reminder to you to not buy something straight from seeing it on TikTok. It girl products are still trending. And I kind of hate to say it, but you and I, we're not going to be it girls because we bought a particular kind of blush or skin tone or skin tint, sorry. No one's really going to know that you have a Stay blush or that you have a skin tint. Like no one's really going to know. And so you're not going to become an it girl because you bought a specific product. And ultimately, if you want something that's going to align with your skin type, it could be these products, it might not be. And the specific brand quite often isn't the one and only indicator of a product working well with your skin. I have a full video on the it girl aesthetic. So if you want to watch more on that, I'll leave that in the eye as well. So I'm going to just do like a TLDR here, which of course, buying a product isn't going to make you an it girl. And she's also using the lens of the it girl because this is a trending term and also one that can get her into the algorithm. It's a TikTok trend or interest, and she's making a video based on this trend. And it's really to get eyes on her page or because she has an interest in it. I don't think she made this video maliciously, but it's really for the content and not really reflective of reality. Don't let videos like this entice you to spend money on more makeup when you already have perfectly good makeup at home, because a concept of identity or even something maybe getting into like your self-esteem or self-belief makes you feel like you'll be somebody different. You will still feel the exact same way about yourself even if you bought these products. It's not going to be the product that changes how you feel or how other people see you. Okay, I'm going to end on this Sephora haul parody. It's one of my favorite videos at the moment. It's about a year old at this point, but I still just love it so much because I really feel like if this girl, if she had real products in this bag, I think there'd be people being like, oh my God, what is it? Because a lot of what gets people interested in products is who is doing the selling. And it's not really about the products, but about the person who's making the video, the person who is just being a great salesperson. And so I hope you enjoy this as we close out. I'm going to put my end screen over this, and that's going to be it for me today. So don't click out because this is a good one.
Hi guys, I have a huge Sephora haul.
They changed like the bagging, so that's why it looks like that. Definitely. The total was $18,000. First what I got was this amazing toner. It's been so popular, like I love it. Like look how cool it is, like when you open it and you just grab some and then just amazing. And it has like a minty smell to it. Next I bought this viral face mist. It smells so good. I've seen this everywhere and it's just been amazing. Next I bought this cleanser. This was like $5,000. Like look how cute it is. It has so much product and it's like so cute. It's literally just like amazing. Just pump a little bit and then just, it smells so good. Next one I bought was this moisturizer. This was $3,000. So affordable and so cheap. I love how big it is and how like you can just, I bought was this lip balm. It says it's like involved with like nature and it makes my lips like so soft. Okay, this was like $5,000. Last but not least, I have this perfume. I love how you can just reach into it and then just spritz it all over yourself. I think this was $2,000, but like so worth it. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.